My name is Dylan.
My name is Matisse.
I'm Abby.
I'm Laurie.
I'm Nicky. Cecil G.
I'm Lee Judges.
Just throw a name at me.
The fictional town of Leicester.
Nicky Hawkins.
He's here just to body pop and he's not really contributing.
Thomas!
Rory Jennings.
It's actually Matisse.
My.
She's definitely going up.
Oh my God!
Mount Everest!
Oh,
You're pathetic. You've just become a father as well.
who gives a... I'm sorry. What a shame, what a shame.
Team Astaghfirullah.
But then you've got a green man.
Yeah.
He's called you a bad dad, bro.
Afrobeats round.
Minnesota. There's nothing good in
Production, please look at that properly. Oh my God!
They told me be myself on the show, bro. My wife leaves me, starts a new family. Like, hold that. That's what the AR said.
Tottenham Spurs is happening again.
This is FCM on DR Sports, and it's live.
Hi guys, welcome back to Live at 5. As you can see, I'm not Dylan, but we're still here. I'm joined by Laurie, I'm joined by Jack. How are you guys? Good?
Yeah, good.
Good?
Yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah, as you can see, we've got 3 Arsenal fans around the table. Actually feels quite nice. We're not having to listen to Dylan ramble about Monday night football. They're not playing on a Monday night, but we've got a lot to talk about. Obviously, as we know, we're still top of the table, which is great going into Christmas.
Yeah.
What do you
Top
think?
for Christmas. Has Cecil got a t-shirt this year? Does anyone know?
Yeah.
Have we got an update on what Cecil's done?
Did you not see his Instagram post? That's probably as close as we're getting to the t-shirt.
As long as there's no t-shirt.
Yeah, there can't be any t-shirt, hats, jumpers, Uggs,
No merch.
shoes, anything. We can't have that. But I mean, considering our game, which was a difficult away game, it's good to obviously go into Christmas at the top of the table. But we already know that really and truly that doesn't mean anything.
Do you think it was that difficult?
I
mean, Everton didn't have a single shot on target.
Thinking about the game, no. Like how we played in the game, if I'm being honest, not once did we look in jeopardy of losing the game. But obviously Everton away is always a difficult place, and they kind of made it difficult for us, to be honest. We hit the post twice. We kind of had a goal line clearance. We could have scored more, if I'm being honest. And they dug in quite well. So it's a mixed bag. It's a place that you can go and slip up, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we shut them down. It was just a little disappointing that we couldn't have won by a bigger margin. That being said, if you win away from home in the Premier League, don't concede and end up top of the table, then it's a good day's work.
Yeah, it's very true. And let me just reel off some other of the fixtures, because we're going to talk about what happened this weekend. Newcastle at home to Chelsea, drawing 2-2, 2-0 up. Jack.
Ramsdale, man.
Are you blaming...
I'm not blaming Ramsdale, but...
Blaming the twin for this?
What? Yeah. Whoa. Nah,
I think you look at Newcastle,
harsh,
I actually said on weekend preview, I think it would end a 2-2. I was ended up being right, because if you look at Newcastle's last couple of games against big teams, they throw away leads. They against Arsenal, beating us 1-0, throw it away. Liverpool drawing with them and being 10 men down, throw it away. Spurs beating Spurs, throw it away, drew 2-2. Who else said the only big team they beat was Man City, which is actually funny to say.
Yeah, and even that, they clamped Foden like 3 times in the box.
In that, they had a few,
got away with
they got away with it a tiny bit. But I don't know what is with their in-game management, man. It's really poor.
It almost feels like they're trying to take that step up. Like they've kind of been them brutes where you don't want to go St James's Park, they're going to bully you, and now they're trying to step up into but actually going to out-football you. And I don't know whether they maybe have that game management. I think Joe Linton was missing, right?
Yeah, Joe Linton was out.
So they're kind of missing them enforcers. And when, I was looking at half-time, Calzado was having a stinker. By the end of the game, he's had most interceptions, most tackles, most recoveries, most passes. He kind of took over that midfield in the second half.
Yeah, it's true.
I think with Newcastle, what I'm seeing is a club that's suffering from the weight of expectation.
Yeah.
They've got some very good players. They've got a good manager. They won a trophy last year for first time in God knows how long. There is an
70 years,
expectation now that they're going to kick on and be a heavy hitter in the Premier League. However, it's not as easy as it sounds. And I think sometimes I'm looking at Newcastle and they seem to struggle with their identity at times.
Yeah.
So you're never quite sure what you're going to get with them. I mean, are they going to be defensive? Are they going to try and attack? They don't quite sure of what the game plan is at times. You can see they're struggling a little bit with that. What I would say, though, about that, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think, but there was a penalty decision in that game that's got to be one of the worst ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Because to me, if that is not a penalty, then what
is
are
a
we
penalty?
doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are we doing?
I saw it straight away. Me and my dad were watching it, and I said, that's a penalty. Like, he's not got the ball. He just body checked him. But he's put his leg out in front to try and get the ball, and he's completely missed it.
Anywhere else on the pitch, that is an automatic foul and a yellow card, I would argue.
No, I'd agree.
So what the hell was going on?
This is why I was saying, like, even during our game, there's so many inconsistencies. Like, you don't know what's a pen and you don't know what's not a pen. You don't know what's a handball and what's not a handball. You're hearing things about proximity and close to body and all this stuff. Like
all these ambiguous terms.
All these ambiguous terms. Like, let's just get back to what football is. The reality is, you take someone out in the box, it's a pen. Do you know what I mean?
It meets the eye test, innit? The guy was clearly taken out. I mean, the only thing I was saying to somebody off camera, the only possible thing that makes any sense with this, and even that is not a proper excuse, is because Anthony Gordon, who was the subject of the body check, we know that anyone who's watched Anthony Gordon over a period of time knows that he's not averse to flopping on the floor. And maybe it's karma of some sort, that because he's won penalties, you know what I mean, maybe the referee might have thought, but even so, come on.
But even so, you got to go into, as a ref, you got to go into a game with no biases. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You have to. I know some players have reputations, so like Brazilians have that reputation of kind of diving a lot and stuff. But you can't go into games like that as a ref, as an official.
You have to judge it on your merit.
That's how fans think. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You've got to go into that game saying, right, I'm going off fairness and what I personally think. And I just
but the reason why I mention that is because I can't think of anything else.
I don't
other
understand
than that
why
to make it make
What's
sense.
the reasoning for that not being a pen? I just don't really get it.
It's not the other way around. You know when like a defender's like shielding the ball out of play and they get throw themselves on the ball and it's like an easy free kick every time. But now it's the other way around and it's the attacker. They don't give it. But if that's was it Chalobah?
Yeah,
if he's shielding the ball out of play and Gordon does that to him, it's an easy free kick.
Yeah, exactly.
Bearing in mind as well, this is the same Chalobah. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, he was feigning injury and doing all.
Move, man. But yeah, for Newcastle, I mean, I watched the game. They had loads. Honestly, they could have been 4-0 up at half time. Genuinely, Nick Voltemade missed an easy chance. He had so many chances, but he ended up scoring the only two goals of the game. Both were good goals. But for Newcastle,
to hero real quick.
Yeah.
After that Sunderland one, I was happy when I saw him score. I was like, I'm glad after that Sunderland thing, because they were chanting about, the Eze song. They were the Sunderland fans were chanting that about Voltemade, about how he spoke to Reggie Lebris and he's a Sunderland player now.
Yeah, I mean that own goal was mad. Like, I don't know what he was thinking in that moment. It kind of, I was like, brother, wrong net.
I've got a theory about that. I think it was a reflex, subconscious action.
I think as a
the
striker,
balls come to him, and in normal circumstances, obviously at the other end of the pitch, he would have done that header. I think on this moment, it was a head loss. He did that and then thought, oh no. But that penalty or the non-penalty decision was atrocious.
It was bogus, man. Let's quickly talk about Wolves versus Brentford. Brentford beating Wolves 2-0. Strand Larsen missing that penalty. I wanted Wolves to win this, man.
He gets linked to West Ham the next day.
Yeah,
it's not been a good weekend.
I mean, he wants to leave. He tried to leave to go Newcastle on the last day.
65 mil down.
Yeah, and he really wanted to leave. It didn't end up happening. He's a decent player. Do you know what I mean? And I think this Wolves team, they're doomed. They're definitely going down. Like,
what's the gap there? 16 points they need to make up.
Wolves going down is not even an issue anymore. The only thing connected with Wolves is, can they surpass Derby's points total? What was it, 9?
Yeah, it was 9 points. They're on 2 points right now, and we're nearly halfway through the season.
And as for Rob Edwards, why he decided to take that job,
I don't really
only he will know. But honestly, that was...
Sentiment's got the better of him there. Did you see what he said about it?
No, what
No.
he
He
said.
was just like, because I played for Wolves, I knew that like if I get to the end of my career and I turn down a chance to manage him in the Prem, I'd never live with myself. So he's
Yeah.
basically just been like, we're going to go down, but I kind of want to do it. So.
Yeah.
But he's single-handedly destroying his career because, I mean, he was manager of Luton. And to be honest, he did a half-decent job
Yeah, he
at
did
Luton.
a
He got
decent
them
job
up.
at Luton.
Luton went down, but they were competitive. They
Yeah.
just run out of steam in the end. But then he had back-to-back relegations with Luton. Rocked up at Middlesbrough. A lot of people thought that he was fortunate to get that job. Middlesbrough are going well, and then you go and take the Wolves job, and they're on course to be the worst Premier side ever.
Yeah.
Who wants that on their CV, regardless of
It's
whether
true,
you
but
play
then
for them or not?
you look at, I know Vincent Kompany is different because Burnley weren't the worst ever, but he got them relegated very comfortably, and now he's at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but Kenya, there's no one going to give Rob Edwards a Bayern Munich job after this debacle. He'll be lucky to
Can't
get
say
a
that,
Conference
you know what I
League
mean?
job.
Nah, he's doing a Russell Martin. He's.
Do you know what? I don't know if I'd say he's doing a
Mind you,
Russell
Wilfred
Martin.
Nancy's, he might get the Celtic job.
Was he 0-4?
He won. He
No,
won a
he
game.
won yesterday.
He won,
Oh, yeah.
he won a game.
Against a 10-man team, though.
Yeah. Oh, he's
And even then, they struggled, didn't they?
yeah, they lost to St Mirren.
Yeah.
They lost in a cup final, man. That's man. That's a disgrace. Obviously, let's talk about Man City. Beating West Ham 3-0. I think we all predicted that to happen anyway.
That was the easiest prediction of the weekend, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't
It was
think
a
of a
banker,
game that was
basically.
more predictable than that. Maybe the Wolves game.
yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah.
The one thing they're doing that's something that we don't do enough is they score so many early goals. So the amount of times
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe they'll drop points here, and I get the notification, it's like 4 minutes, Haaland. We never seem, even in the easy games, it's like the 30th minute, 40th minute before we...
Foden, Haaland.
Yeah, but they're like, within the first
Shirky.
5 minutes, it's like, yeah, cool. Low
Yeah.
block done. Like 1-0.
Yeah, do you attribute that to how Arsenal play? Like, is it because I personally think we start first half so negatively? Like, I look at how we played against Sunderland first half, Chelsea first half, Man City first half. I thought, even to some degree, a Liverpool first half, so poor, so kind of sluggish, not really at the races. It's almost like we wait to a second half to decide, we want to go for it. Is that more the players, or is that you looking at Mikel Arteta and saying the way you've approached the game isn't right?
Yeah, it's almost like we try and feel our way into the game. Like, let's have 10 minutes. Like, they're going to come out fighting because everyone wants to beat Arsenal. So let's weather that storm, figure out how they're going to play, and then work out how to beat them. Whereas City are just like,
Yeah.
we're just too good for you. So we're just going to go like full guns blazing from the start.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think with Arsenal, what you see with them is this controlled sort of game that they play. It has its benefits and its merits, but it also at times makes Arsenal a little bit predictable, even down to the way we approach games. You guys just said it: the slow starts, the passing, not wanting to shoot from outside the box. But somehow it works, and it's one of those things where they say, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. That's the way the manager's going to play.
Yeah, I guess so. But then you could look at, we've had some draws this season where you're like, Sunderland probably should have won that. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea should have probably won that game as well.
No, I guess what
Like-
I'm saying is, whenever you ever seen Arsenal in recent times, certainly this season, come out and really start doing stuff that you didn't expect.
Oh, yeah.
A
no, I
ball
agree
over the
with that.
top, shooting from distance. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, the Maverick
varying
stuff.
the formation.
Yeah.
We know what we're going to get.
know
You
what
know
we're
what you're going to... And other teams who, are playing against, they know what to expect.
Yeah.
There's nothing out the box. At the moment, we've mastered it to the point where we're getting results, whether we play really well with it or not. But it's the same thing, game in, game out.
Yeah, true say. And let's just quickly talk about Brighton, Sunderland and Bournemouth, Burnley. Both ended in draws. Brighton, Sunderland 0-0. Bournemouth, Burnley ended in 1-1. I think Burnley scored like in the 90th minute or something.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah. Armando Roger scored
He's
that.
back.
Big up Donald, man.
It's like that Ian Wright meme.
Yeah, oh my God. He's proper journey, man. Every time I feel like I see him, he's at another club. Like, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even...
He was Everton last year,
Yeah, I
but
thought
never
so.
played. And then
Am I
Southampton,
right?
when he had that really good
Oh,
season.
Southampton. Ipswich? Nah, am I making it up? Maybe I'm thinking of
I
Everton
don't
because of
know.
the blue.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's just everywhere.
Maybe he
man.
was at Chelsea for
Yeah, he was at
time.
Chelsea. Like, honestly, it's
I must
just,
admit, when I saw his name on the Scottish, I thought, wow.
yeah, dark things are happening in the Prem, man. Anyone's just scoring. Do you know what I mean? But for Bournemouth, I mean, they got a decent result against Man United, especially from coming behind to get that 4-4, which was emphatic game. But again, haven't won in their last 7 now or 8.
Well, they started off like a train, didn't they?
Yeah.
Semenyo was banging in goals and everyone was talking about him. Also, the manager was being linked with all these different clubs. They're saying, oh, you know, one day he's going to get the City job. And they've sort of fallen off a cliff. And then just as you think they're going to beat Burnley, which, let's face it, they were favourites to do so, Brozier decides he's going to pop up and score for the first time in about a year or two.
Yeah, man.
And spoil that result. So.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they're doing pretty well considering, like, people looking at Bournemouth in the summer, being like, you know, Zabani's gone, Huijsen's gone.
Yeah.
They obviously had Kepa in goal last year
Yeah,
as well.
Kirkes.
Kirkes has gone too. Everyone was sort of looking at their team being like,
Basically lost their whole
yeah,
defence.
they've signed like that near Kite guy.
Yeah.
And other
yeah.
than that, they were like, is you going to be rolling out Senesi again?
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like
That's
great,
that-
but he's been really good.
Atara, was it Atara there?
Yeah, they
Tara
lost him
went
to
to
Brentford.
Brentford.
And
It's
then
kind of
I
Semenyo
forgot,
and
what's
Evan
that-
Nilsson against
what's
the world.
that guy's name? Is it Unal something? He did his
Iris Unal, the
yeah,
Turkish guy.
he did his ACL. Like, they've not really had a great time, to be honest. But it's strange because they started the season so well. Now they've kind of fallen off a cliff, to be honest, which is a big negative. But let's talk about one of the biggest games that happened this weekend. Tottenham, obviously, we hate them. Tottenham losing 2-1 to Liverpool, having 2 red cards in that game. I mean, I did the watch along, and like, I remember Abby sat here saying, "Is that really a red card for the Javi?" And I said, "That is 100% a red card."
What, the Javi Semenyo?
Yeah,
She
at first-
disputed that.
At first, she was like, "Is it really a red card?" And I was like, "It's a high foot. It's down the Achilles. He's not got the ball or anything like that."
Yeah, it's
like,
a straight.
it's
I can
just-
only
it's a
assume
it
that
was a
she's
reckless
fallen
challenge.
victim to that thing that a lot of us fans do.
You know, when you first
Is
see
you judge
something,
a player rather than a tackle.
Yeah,
so
you
you
think-
look at it and you
Yeah,
think,
oh.
he's not like that. He didn't mean it. But
You're so right as well, because when Gordon did the exact same thing to Van Dijk, we were doing a watch together, and we both sat there and went, "Oh, Anthony Gordon flying into
Yeah.
that challenge,
Yeah.
just the exact same one."
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a definite
it's a horrible challenge.
red. And if I'm being honest, I don't know how he wasn't sent off straight away.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know how that. I don't know
Again,
if
the ref has
was
probably
watching it.
fallen victim to that same concept we're talking about,
Yeah.
whereby, he's not type of that type of player.
Yeah.
You know?
But then,
That's his Dutch teammate
yeah,
as
that's
well.
his captain. That is his captain. And we saw straight away he went and He went straight away. You saw how apologetic he was. He went and apologized to Virgil van Dijk, tried to help him up. But it was a definite red card to me, like a definite. And it kind of showed. I said to Abby, maybe this is why Thomas Frank doesn't play him more, because he can't trust him. Because look at that, like, maybe that's why he's looking at it like, can I really trust you to play every game in midfield, because your decision making isn't there. And we saw that really in that game.
I think a
Such
lot
a
of
poor
the Spurs
decision.
players are struggling for confidence. He's one of them. The one thing I would say about Javi Simons, he's clearly a talent.
Yeah.
We were linked with him for a while,
Yeah,
weren't
we were.
He's a talent, but I think he's struggling to come to terms with the pace and the intensity of the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think the Premier League is a different beast. A lot of these guys that look good in other leagues, they come here and they struggle. The vast majority of them, except if your name's Erling Haaland.
Yeah,
Everyone else
exactly.
takes time to
man.
bed in. You
But
know
then
what I mean?
it's funny because like you look at some other there's a thing to mention about Bundesliga players coming to the Prem. It's always a bit of a mixed bag. Some of them come and they're brilliant, and then some others come and they're just like, nah, it's not really there. Like look at Füllkrug, for example. He joined West Ham after a decent season at Borussia Dortmund, and he's just not hit the levels at all. He's been so poor.
Yeah, Havertz,
Yeah,
Wirtz,
like Timo Werner.
Timo Werner.
Like who else? I feel like we're forgetting somebody else massive. But like it's a bit of a mixed bag to say.
Rudiger did well when he
Yeah,
was
true.
there.
See, like
He came from Roma, though, no?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So like, it's really hard to say like how they're gonna perform.
What league would you say is the most adaptable?
Oh, French. The French. I think people that come
Or
from
is
the
that
French
because they have
league,
better players though?
I think number one, the talent in the French league is really good,
Yeah.
but also it has the physicality. It has a bit of a physicality and the technicality. It's just a league that is maybe a bit slower, but I think it's a league that doesn't get its credit. If I'm being honest, I like watching the French league, and when I watch it, it's actually of high quality. It's just that because PSG win the league every year, everyone looks at it like, oh, it's a farmers league. There's no talent in it, but when you actually watch it, it's actually very good.
I was saying,
and there's a lot of good teams
yeah,
in it.
we had this conversation last year. I think it was, may even have been on this forum, and we were talking about which league, including the Premier League, like which country
Yeah.
league produces pound for pound the best talent in the world, and it's definitely between Spain and France. But I would edge it towards France.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'd agree. Because I think Italian league is good, but it's a bit slow. So you can still struggle there. Portuguese league is nowhere near the levels of a top league, in my opinion. La Liga, you have technical players, but then can they deal with the physicality of a Prem, where you're going to get bullied and you don't have time to really do all this magical stuff off the ball. Like, so I would actually say the French league is probably the most adaptable league.
And they do France produce some excellent
man.
players. They
do.
really do.
I think the one thing that makes the Prem so different is teams sort of, they do anything to win, even if that means sitting back. Like, you look at like a Burnley, they'll come to the Emirates and they'll just sit. Or at home, they'll sit back and be like, we'll just take a draw here. But if you look at teams at the bottom of the Bundesliga, they'll play a high line against Bayern Munich.
Exactly.
Like, you've seen like Timo Werner, all his goals, he's in
Trust
behind.
me.
And it's like, surely you just sit 5 yards deeper.
Yeah, exactly, man. Nah, it's actually
Just looking
true.
at this South Africa.
Yeah, we're just watching
Angola
South
game,
Africa
which is
versus
a bit of a
Angola.
local derby, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
You know, the thing I've always thought about AFCON, right, is that, and listen, I love the competition, but as usual, you're looking at these, especially in the preliminary rounds, there's hardly anyone in the stadium.
Yeah, true.
Why don't they just get a load of tickets, just go to the local schools and colleges and just give them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, give
just
them.
to try and fill the grounds out, because when you're watching the games, man,
Yeah,
it's not until you get to the real business end of the tournament, or unless the home
to
team
be fair,
is playing.
again, when Ivory Coast did theirs, I can't really remember it being empty, if I'm being honest. Is it maybe is it hard to get to Morocco maybe for some of the countries, or I don't know.
I don't know, but look at that. There's
literally
vast
nobody there.
Waves of empty seats.
Yeah, there's literally nobody
Surely
there.
you could get like 10,000 tickets and just give it to the locals.
Yeah. Right, Brooklyn Gooner, big you up. He's become a member. Vijesh Mata says, someone gave Pep's cone setter the Arsenal job. I don't want to read out the super chat. I'm not trying to get baited. I don't know what this means, but yeah, we won't read this out. Do you want to
just thanks for the super
Yeah,
chat.
we thank you for the super chat. But that is I'm not sure I should read it.
Well, if you're not sure, that's probably
Yeah.
a good reason not to read it.
But going back to Spurs Liverpool, is there also a question to say that Liverpool aren't as good as we think? Like, we kind of know this already.
I was gonna say,
What do you mean by that?
Aren't they like 10th?
No, like we already know that they're not to the level of obviously our last season, right? But for large parts of that game against Spurs, they struggled.
I
Like-
didn't see all the game, actually.
So, for example, Spurs go 10 men down maybe in the first half, I think,
Yeah, it's
40
like the
minutes.
30th minute, yeah.
Yeah, something like, and fair enough, you just see out the game to half time. But then I really think Liverpool struggled for a large amount until they got those 2 goals, which kind of comes from 2 errors, really. But then after that, you'd think, right, you're 2-0 up. They were professional for 5 minutes, and they switch off. And Spurs are straight away back in it. Like,
It's same as Newcastle away.
Yeah.
2-0 up,
Yeah.
man up.
Oh!
South
South
Africa have
Africa
just...
have
Is that
scored.
Lyle Foster? No, it's not. South
good goal.
Africa have just scored. That's a good goal, man. Big up South Africa. Bafana, as they say. Big them up. You can see them all celebrating.
They, of course, are one of the engineers of Nigeria's
Yeah, man.
World Cup exit, which
Yeah, man. You can see
I
all
was
the
so
South
sad
Africa
to
fans
see.
there.
So sad that the Super Eagles are not. I can't tell you how much that broke my heart to see the Super Eagles are not being in the World Cup. So sad. But anyway, there is one thing I do want to mention in that game. I hope I haven't preempted you.
No,
but we've
go
got
on.
to talk about Mickey van der Ven, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean...
What he did there, and I'm surprised it's not been picked up on and spoken about by more people. That was an absolute horrendous challenge. And I'm going to go further, Kenya. To me, there was more than a hint of deliberation about that. And when I say, obviously, I'm not saying he meant to break Isak's leg, which is now we know that has happened.
Yeah.
But he went with the intention of cleaning him out. And that was such a reckless tackle that I think the authorities need to take a second look at that. And there should be some kind of retrospective ban. I'd be interested to what you lot say.
Yeah, look, I said that at the time, right? When I saw that tackle, I was like, yo, man, he's just
scissor kick.
He's just scissor tackled this guy. And you saw, Angola nearly just scored that. And you saw straight away, Alexander Isak is there rolling around in pain. Like, he's got his shirt over his face. He looks like he's crying. Like,
yeah, I felt sorry for him.
I actually felt sorry for him. He's come on, he scored. And that's what gets done to him. Like, that was a disgraceful challenge. And the fact that he walked out of that game with not a single card.
Exactly.
That is just like... Jack was saying earlier, I've not seen a leg break in years in the Premier League or in football, to be honest. That was just horrible. Like,
look at the expression on Van der Ven's face when he
Yeah.
makes that tackle. He knew what he was doing. He knew he had very little chance of getting there first. He tried to clean the man out.
yeah, I just don't understand how he walked away from that with no card. It's not even, he didn't get a card or anything like that. Like, now we're sat here saying that Alexander Isak's leg is broken. He basically would be out for the season. Do you know what I mean?
That's an horrendous challenge.
Yeah,
Well, the refs have set a precedent, haven't they? Because there was that one, was it Newcastle City, where they cleaned out Foden and they were like, but
Yeah.
he's got his shot off, so we're not going to give the penalty, or we're
Yeah.
not going to give the foul. So they've already set that bar of, like, if you're making an attempt to block a shot or something and he gets the shot off, then it's kind of fair game to do what you want.
Yeah, but that's not right. Like, I keep going back to consistency, and this is the issue. Why would, like, now it's kind of, you've set a precedent of, well, yeah, you can break a guy's leg, but at least you touched the ball. Like, we have to look at the whole, we have to look at the whole tackle. Like, look at Curtis Jones last season or the season before, where he got sent off with a roll on the ball. He didn't mean to do it, but it still was dangerous, and he had to be sent off for it. Like, I'm looking at
Well,
that,
you know
like,
what? Romero gets
the
sent
guy
off
just
in the
broke
same
his
game.
leg.
And don't get me
But
right.
at that point, Romero's still on the pitch.
Yeah. Now, what I'm saying is Romero gets sent off in the same game, and quite rightly so, not supposed to kick out, but it could be argued that his offence was way less than what...
Oh,
Van der
it
Ven
definitely
did.
was. I mean, Konate got up straight away. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I just thought that was a horrendous
Yeah,
tackle.
man.
Can't the authorities look at it again, or what? I'm sure there's a
Well,
case
I
of it.
think what maybe Liverpool can do is they can say to the PGMOL, like, what's gone on here? Because basically we've got a player that's broken his leg with this horrendous challenge, and this player's got away with it essentially. And they can actually review it and look back at it and say, when typically a player gets a red card, they can look back at it and say, actually, we're going to upgrade it to maybe 5 games because that was very, very dangerous. Like, kind of like Kudus last season, where he literally stamped on Mickey van der Ven, and they upgraded the red card to about 5 games, where he missed 5 games. So why can't they look at that?
And what was interesting about that as well is, unlike Xavi Simons, who went over to...
Yeah.
You didn't see Van der Ven do
wasn't
that.
apologetic.
Although you did see Bergvall, who's obviously his country.
Swedish country.
He went over to Isak, and so did somebody else. But Van der Ven did... it was... Honestly, that was disgusting.
It was really... Big up Dylan. Dylan's in the chat. He said the only other leg break he can think of is Oscar Bob. Yeah, I remember. Wasn't that on international duty though? I can't remember actually. I remember when he broke his leg, but I think he's back now.
I remember was it Andre Gomez at Everton when Son clamped his ankle?
Yeah.
That was bad.
And well, at least Son was apologetic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was another one where he's gone to block a pass or something and just ended up just getting completely
but that
wrong.
tackle was just...
He did him.
He did it, man.
And he knew what he was doing as well.
Yeah, and it's just... I think that tackle kind of sums up Spurs' backline. And I think a couple of weeks... Remember, like, a couple of months ago, you guys were sat with AGT and he was saying he doesn't even think, like, a Christian Romero, for example, would make the top 10 centre-backs in the league. And you look at Spurs' defence and it's just kind of like... Maybe this is why you guys don't get the respect, because in big moments you're breaking legs, you're getting sent off, you're not showing the leadership. Like,
even the other end as well, like Richarlison, like you're pulling him on back with 5 to play, and your first thought is to sort of sit on Ekatike, and then he squares up to Szoboszlai and says something to him, and it's like, well, you're still 2-1 down with 5 to play.
Nah, it's just it's bad vibes, and it got worse from there, because then Christian Romero, like, up until that point, I thought he was one of Spurs' better players, to be honest. He's the only one that really was showing drive, trying to score, trying to get forward. But then he has this foul with Konate, where Konate, he fouls him and the ref blows it straight away. Cool, you've won the foul. Then you kick out at him. Like, bro, you're 2-1 down, you're ready to 10 men, you're the captain. And you're kicking out at a player. Like, and then you have the gall to... argue with the ref and start screaming at the ref as if that's going to make him change his decision. You did it. Like, what is that?
And that's the one thing I don't get, is that he's won the free kick.
Exactly.
They've got like a minute to go where they need to score. Just put the ball down and get it forward. Like, it's not like Spurs are the one trying to time waste, or he's given away a foul and he's frustrated. Like, everything to that point has gone his way. They've got one last chance and he's decided to kick out, and that means he misses Palace away.
Yeah, and, that's not going to be an easy game.
Kevin Danso time.
Yeah, Kevin Danso time, which, but then you're missing you're missing your captain, like, and you're also missing your main creator in the team.
Yeah, he'll miss Palace away, Brentford away, and Sunderland at home.
Is it Xavi?
Xavi, yeah.
Wait, Palace away, Brentford away,
Sunderland at home.
Sunderland. Like, those are 3 hard games, man. And now he's out for that. And as well, they've lost. You know, Papsar is at AFCON.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Maddison and Kulusevski are out.
Sounds like Solanke's had another setback as well.
Yeah.
I read today.
Honestly, this guy, like, we don't know what's going on with Dom Solanke. Like, Abby keeps talking about it, and I'm just like, let go of it. Just let go.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It was like a minor knock, and they were like, he might get back for the Europa League final, and that was in
we've not seen
April. That was in like May.
Yeah, exactly. We've not seen him since May before
Havertz
then.
is getting on like that, isn't it? I mean,
but Havertz, but then
but the reason why I say that, his return date keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah, true say.
About 2 or 3 times now we've been told, expect him back in the next month. Wasn't that long ago that the manager said, days rather than weeks, wasn't it?
He might be back in the next.
Well, it was the international break when we had Spurs, and it was like, like, the Avengers are coming back, and then we walked up to that Spurs game, and like one of them was back.
Yeah, exactly, man. But I mean, for Tottenham again with Thomas Frank, who's under a lot of pressure, I was saying to Abby, you know, she was complaining. She's very much Thomas Frank out.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I just think you.
Good save.
Big save from South Africa.
Looks like a
I just think, can you blame Thomas Frank for that performance? You can't. He actually set up. You can't sit here and say he tried to do fossil football because he played Bergvall, he played Archie Gray, right? So he went for an attack in midfield. He put out Kudus played. Do you know what I mean? He went for actually a very solid team. The players just messed it up, essentially. Weren't at the races, ill discipline.
Yeah, I mean, you are right to a degree. However, when a team is displaying constant ill discipline, who do you blame? Because if the manager has given instructions, you know, don't get yourself sent off, and people keep getting themselves sent off, then you have to ask yourself, are the players listening to you? Or if you're getting repeat offenders, then why are they playing for you?
It's true, but then I think these
the
guys
buck
were
stops
saying,
with the manager ultimately.
Yeah, I do think Thomas Frank should have made changes sooner. Like I said, bring on your 10 men down, bring on João Palhinha, who's a great interceptor, bring on Richarlison. Koulibaly, really, I thought he was quite poor. He hit the post. That was the only thing he did all game. I thought Kudus was dreadful. Like, he killed every counter attack. Like,
Kudus has those days.
Yeah, do you know what? Nicky was right, man. Nicky was actually right. Nicky said, yeah, some games he's wicked, and other games you just think, what is wrong with this guy? He's not turned up.
It's funny because I was having a conversation with a Ghanaian mate of mine. You know him as well. Belgium. Big up Belgium. And we were talking about Kudus, and apparently he's unpopular with sections of the Ghanaian fan base because of that same reason.
Yeah.
He blows hot and cold.
Yeah, he is.
And when they call him out for it, apparently, he's gone online and tried to respond to people rather than focus on the football. So
yeah, it's true. But for Spurs, it's not good, man. And, you know, it's another L at home. I think Abby said they've won 4 games at home this whole year in the league. That is dreadful.
They've only won 6 out of 17.
And I think, you know, that's against Burnley and I don't know who else. Like, I think their only win at home this season was against Burnley. So that is so poor, man.
Where do you think like the petulance comes from? Because it's like the red cards is one thing. It's the more senior players when it's Romero, obviously it's a problem. It's not like a kid's doing it and you can sort of be like, it's a bit rash. Like, it's an experienced player. You got Van der Ven and whoever else it was that ignored Thomas Frank when they lost the game. Like this, it just seems like bad vibes, bad energy.
Do you know what it is?
Is it the
Jed Spence?
Yeah,
but is that like just the player's personality kind of like that, or is it just like a vibe around the club for some reason?
I just think from top to the bottom there's a disconnect. Like, if I'm a Spurs player, what am I buying into? What am I playing for? Like, what style of player are we playing for? Am I gonna win something? And the reality is, it's very slim that I'm gonna win something, or we're gonna compete in the league or compete in the Champions League. And then as well, you've got a fan base that are just obviously unhappy, and to be fair, rightfully so. Like, you've won a European trophy, right? You'd expect the club to say, right, we've won something for the first time in 17 years. Look at the amount of people that came to our parade and supported the club, you know. This is a big moment in our history. This is like a turning point for us. They should have went and really invested in that summer, but they didn't. Like, the business decisions...
I don't know, they did bring in a few players.
But I think the business decisions are so... Other than Kudus, right?
Javi Simons.
At the moment, the jury's out. Kolo Muani, jury's out. You haven't even scored in the league yet.
I know what I'm saying, but they did bring players in.
I think that's
again, like, there needs to be more. So, like, I was saying to Abby, for example, you kept Matthias Tell when he was dreadful. Should have just sent him back. Did the same with Timo Werner. Should have sent him back. You know, Son's leaving. Where's the Son replacement? Like, what is there for fans to actually?
But is it a case
about?
of you want more, or do you want the right ones?
You want the right ones, because
reality
is
they did bring
Kolo
players
Muani,
in.
as of right now, isn't looking like the right one. Matthias Tell isn't the right one. Timo Werner's not the right one. Neither is Odegaard or any of these other players. And it's like, you're wasting money and time. Like, you're having to rely on Richarlison to come off the bench and produce for you. Like, that's not the level of a big club. That's the reality. Like, he probably shouldn't even be at Spurs, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do think there's a little bit of kind of revisionism with that, though. I think if you said to a Spurs fan when they won the Europa League final, like, we've won the final, but we're still going to get rid of Ange, we're going to bring in Thomas Frank, who kind of everyone rates. We're going to go for Gibbs White. When that doesn't come off, we're going to go for Eze, and then we're still not going to be deterred, and we're going to go for Xavi Simons.
Yeah.
You're all saying we haven't really got a DM, so we're going to get João Palhinha in on loan.
Yeah.
Kolo Muani's just bagged like 15 goals in the second half of the season at Juve, so we're going to bring him through the door because we reckon we need a striker. I think if you said all that to them, they'd be like, that sounds amazing. It's just panned out horribly. But
I agree with that.
They did the right thing.
I agree with that, but I also say, like, so, like, João Palhinha, right? He's fantastic, but he's quite limited in his all-around play in the fact that he's just an interceptor. He's not a Rodri or a Zubimendi or a Gravenberch, where he's going to play those really great forward balls as well. Do you know what I mean? And
no, but when he was playing for Fulham in the Premier, he did really well.
But he was an interceptor. That was really his game. You kind of have to play almost like a ball carrier or someone else that's going to do all that you want a modern six to play.
I don't know, because when they bought him, I remember quite a few people saying that was a shrewd signing. So what I'm saying is, these guys that they've signed, okay, they're not having a great season, but when they were signed, I mean, Xavi Simons is a very good player. Kolo Muani, French international, you know what I mean? Kudos. These guys are very good players, but for whatever reason, it's not worked. And also the manager, I mean, before Thomas Frank, you know what I mean, went to Tottenham, we was also, I was like, you know what?
Big
He
fan.
looks to be a big upgrade on Ange.
Yeah, he is an upgrade.
Should be, but at the moment...
Well, yeah, at the moment,
really
maybe not so much. I mean, they started off good.
Yes.
Started off really well, but...
I mean, they beat us in pre-season. We were all saying, you know what, I reckon Spurs this season will be a totally different look under Thomas Frank than they were under Ange.
Angola just scored. Angola just scored from a set piece, so it's 1-1 now.
That's been coming since they conceded the goal.
Yeah, man. You can see them celebrating there.
Well, that's a big game for Angola because it's them and South Africa. It's the same part of the continent, isn't it? But anyway,
I just think, right, like, some of the signings, good. I have no real issues, but, like, you're playing João Palhinha next to Bentancur. Like, come on, do you know what I mean? Like,
you knew that was going to happen, though. Look at his Brentford team with, like, Janel and Norgard and Jensen.
Like, that stinks.
He's always been like a gimme 2-3 holding midfielders, and I'll let like the front three just be the front three.
You can get away with that at a Brentford because it's a small club. No disrespect.
And you're playing on the counter.
Yeah, you're not expected to go to big teams and beat them. But like, come on, man. Like, you look at Spurs; they look so unambitious in almost every game. Like,
I think that's the
against
frustration.
Us, they played a back five. Like, Thomas Frank went into that game with a Brentford mindset of like, oh my God, we could get battered. We're not going to even try here. We're just going to try and limit the damage as much. He went in to that game with a losing mindset already of, we've already lost, but let's try and leave it to 2-0 or 1-0. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's what frustrates Spurs fans as well. Like, you look at that team, back four is very good. Like Van der Ven, Romero, Spence and that lot, like very strong. Put João Palhinha as an actual six. Papsar is an amazing box to box. They always call him like mini Yaya Toure, and then put Xavi.
He's good. I like him.
And then Xavi Simons as your 10.
Yeah.
That's a nice balanced team, but instead it's a back five, 2 holding midfielders, and it's like you can take the handbrake off here. The only thing you're lacking is his forwards aren't great, but
true say. But then this is where I go back to recruitment. Like, where is the recruitment for that? Because we saw last season that the majority of these forwards ain't good enough. Like, we can talk about Brennan Johnson. He was their top goal scorer last season. But the reality is, we know Brendan Johnson still ain't good enough. There should be something better, and they've not really. They've gone into the window and they've bought almost players that maybe are a bit inconsistent, or they could have capitalised on,
there's a lot of strikers on the move this summer.
There was
a lot of
strikers out there. There's a lot of wingers out there. Like, I just think the way they approach windows is really negative. Like, I just can't see what they're doing or what they're trying to build, really.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things with Spurs fans. Sometimes they say, look at Arteta, he spent so much money. But I think when you actually look at their spend in the Arteta era, it's like the exact same. Yeah. But it's like you threw 65 at Solanke and 65 at Richarlison. That's why. Yeah. Like, we'll spend like 13 on a Mosquera.
Yeah, exactly.
We can get like 5 Mosqueras for your for your Brendan Johnson. Like.
Exactly.
And even Gyökeres, who a lot of people were having a lot to say about. He's what, 58?
Like 50 something.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, it's not good for Spurs at all. But
such a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm happy with this. You know what I mean? I'm not really complaining. But also, let's talk about Aston Villa versus Man United, because something that we've never really seen before is Bruno Fernandes coming off injured.
And then Dylan's not here.
Yeah, and Dylan, shout out Dylan. Dylan's not here, but Bruno, the most reliable player there is. I think Dylan said he's never missed a game through an injury. It's only just been through a suspension. Pulls up with a hamstring at half-time. Just before half-time. He couldn't be subbed off.
What I would say about that, they're going to have to learn to live to play without him, because
he said Kobbie Mainoo's not going to make Newcastle either, so they've got neither of them.
Kobbie Mainoo's apparently out now for potentially a couple of weeks, I think, with a calf injury or something like that.
Free Kobbie, man.
Yeah, free Kobbie.
But yeah, I mean, United are going to have to get used to doing without Bruno probably as early as next season. So
next season, yeah,
I think he'll go.
Yeah,
I think so as well. I think
I reckon he's laying the groundwork for the inevitable.
Yeah. And do you know what? If he was to leave, he leaves. In my opinion, I think he's a Man United legend. Compared to when you think about what he's done with the players he's played with, what he's achieved.
Yeah. He can't help the era that he's in.
Yeah, he can't help the era that he's in, but he's generally been a fantastic midfielder and a leader, really, for them. Like, I think he would leave with Man United fans' blessing, although they wouldn't really want him to leave. But, like, I mean, to see him be injured, it was like, I was like, oh, surely he's going to walk this off. Because it's Bruno. He's never injured. But he pulled up with an injury.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how they cope without him, because he's such an integral part of their team. Not just
with no Mainoo, what are they going to do? Ugarte and Lisandro Martinez, double pivot again.
6 era.
He looked
good, man.
he looked better than Ugarte.
He actually, give him a Zubimendi arc, honestly. He would actually be so good in DM.
He played there for Ajax quite a bit.
He looked so comfortable. The way he was picked, and he's got... One thing you can say about him, he's got good distribution of the ball.
Well, that was the thing. I remember when we were linked with him and he went to Man United, the whole thing was United wanted him to play centre-half, we wanted him to play left-back to do the Zinchenko like midfield thing. Yeah. So he can clearly do it, but Ugarte is one of the worst footballers. I saw a screenshot the other day, on Twitter of like the United fan reaction when they signed him, and it's like, Ineos, I can't believe it. Like, are you mad? Like, we're such a big club. Look how we're moving, and yeah, it's not panned out well for him.
I said to Flex, man, I watched the French league. This guy is not good. They got him in, and PSG got him in and said, nah, we got sold a dud. We need to move on straight away. Had him on the bench. I don't know if you ever saw that famous press conference that Luis Enrique did, when they asked him about Ugarte, and he was on the bench for 90 minutes. He goes, yeah, great performance, no mistakes. And he literally was on the bench for the whole game. Like, he is not good, man. I'm sorry. And do you know what's crazy? That was actually his better game. That was probably his best game that I've seen of him.
That shows the difference in Portuguese league and Prem so much. Because weren't he playing under Amorim in that system, for Sporting, and was class? Like, he was getting like 70 mil shouts. Like, got a PSG move off the back of it. And now, yeah, he's not
good, man. Like, I just
that pass summed it up when he tried that diag out to the winger and put it straight out for a goal kick.
He just hoofed that out, man. I'm just like, bro, like. He's not good, and I don't know how Man United fans are going to survive the next couple of games with him in the field.
back.
Oh yeah, Casemiro's back. Just put him on the bench, man. But then where's the creativity coming from? I guess Cunha and Believe.
Yeah.
Cunha and Believe, man.
Mason Mount, drop Mason Mount.
I thought Mason Mount was actually alright in that game. It's just his deliveries let him down, though.
Yeah.
That was the only.
And obviously they've got players out through AFCON, two of their most influential players in Bournemouth and Ahmad.
The whole right side is
Mazraoui,
Ahmad. Yeah.
You know, it's it's come at a really poor time for them, to be honest. Yeah,
Also,
Dylan
the
says,
new AFCON was happening, so like you can't really. We feel so sorry for you because you knew this was going to happen in the summer.
Yeah,
like when you
they need
chose
depth.
to recruit them players.
Do you think that's
knew.
why Arteta never bought any African players? Because
Well, I actually think
we haven't got a single player that's
yeah,
affected by
I
Africa.
think what's good about AFCON now, they've changed it. They're changing it, so now it's going to be every 4 years. And I think one thing that has always deterred maybe clubs taking on African players was that AFCON was every 2 years.
I heard there's some like Nations League coming now.
What?
I saw a tweet that was like, it's going to be every 4 years, but it's going to be like some African version of the Nations League.
Flip it now, man. Give it
I'm
a
sure Infantino will think of something
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get the coffers
gosh.
going.
So it's a shame if they do it every 4 years and Europe have like World Cup Euros. 'Cause a lot of them don't get the chance to qualify for the World Cup, although there's more teams now. It's nice to see like this sort of.
Although I think, to be
showcase more
fair, one
often.
of the reasons why the
they've just Angola just tried to pull Skull's corner. Like, you never
one of
see
the
that.
reasons why AFCON was put every 2 years because they are trying to promote football in that part of the world. They're trying to raise the profile of it. So I think that's why it's every 2 years as opposed to every four.
True say. Black Wolf says, shout out Uncle Laurie and cousin Kenya. We've got a relative, man.
Who's it from?
Black Wolf, big him up.
Okay, yeah, man, enough respect.
Dylan actually said, yeah, we've lost the last 7 games he's started. This is about Ugarte.
Ugarte, yeah.
Flipping out, man.
But it's so funny because there
not
was a
good.
meme going around a few weeks ago that United fans were like, oh, every time we bring him off the bench, we go on to lose. So like,
Yeah.
cool, we won't bring him off the bench, we'll start him. And now they're
I
still
always
losing.
say to Dylan, every time I see Ugarte come on, I say, you've just forfeited the 3 points. Like, and he's always, everyone's like, oh, but that's, I'm like, but it's true. Every time that guy comes on, I'm just like, you forfeited the 3 points, man. This guy, just tell me you ain't serious about the win. You guys ain't serious about going forward and trying to win this because this guy ain't good. He's not good.
I remember the first game of the season when we played United. We'd done the watch song with Nick, and Ugarte has some like 40-yard shot and it hits the corner flag.
It's just nice.
Clamps Havertz and injures him for half the season, and that's it. That's all
I
he done.
forgot about
Yeah.
it's him
I
that
guess,
did that
given what we've said about both United and Tottenham in terms of their recruitment, it shows how good our guy's done in terms of what he's done at Arsenal.
Villa, though.
But Aston Villa, yeah. Do you know what, right?
Title race?
Watching that game, I don't even think Aston Villa played very well.
No.
It was literally just more. It was Man United versus Morgan Rogers. Genuinely, no one else really. I forgot Ollie Watkins was playing. Daniel
their bogey
Marlin
team,
wasn't.
though.
Yeah,
That's what a lot of
Daniel
Villa fans
Marlin
were
wasn't
saying.
very good when he came on. Like, I actually thought Man United, for the most part, played really well. Looked very comfortable. You wouldn't think that Villa was the home team in that, really.
Well, I've got a theory as to why Aston Villa are doing better than a lot of teams this season, and I think I've expanded it to you previously. Is that Villa? It's an actual statistical fact that they've scored more goals from outside the box than any other team in the Premier League this season. I think they've got 11 goals from outside the box. You know how many goals Arsenal scored from outside the box?
Oh yeah, I know this actually.
2.
Yeah.
So what that tells you is that the manager, right, and I'm sure this is a clear instruction from the manager, is encouraging his players to shoot.
Yeah.
If you look at Morgan Rogers yesterday, when he picks up the ball, when Euro decides to take a night off, not close him down. As soon as Rogers gets the ball, his intention is very clear. He picks up the ball, bang. You know what I mean? We do not do that. I'm always talking about that with Arsenal. I reckon if we showed as much attention to detail in terms of our shooting as we did with, say, set pieces and long throws and that, I reckon the points differential would probably have been more.
Yeah, we
just don't shoot enough.
We so clearly have a formula of how we want to score. It's like we shift the ball here, then we cross it here, and that's how we create our goals. But sometimes you just got to freestyle a bit, and that's what I hoped Eze would be.
Yeah.
Remember a few years ago, Arteta came out and was like, we haven't got a game breaker, like when there's a low block and we just can't get through it. We don't have someone that can just bring it.
And I've heard an interview that Matty Cash gave a couple of weeks ago, because up until this season, he wasn't known for like scoring goals. He's already scored a couple of bangers this season. And I distinctly remembering an interview with him where he said, the manager has encouraged us to shoot on sight when we get the opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing, and they're reaping the dividends from it.
Yeah, man. I mean, that goal, Morgan Rogers, the first one is wicked.
Oh, man, that's one of the goals of the season.
Fantastic.
But what was amazing about that game is that, okay, Euro gets done on that one, you think. I'm sure the manager would have told him, because it happened in the first half. Do not give him room to shoot. So what happens in the second half?
Yeah. Do you know what? The second goal is almost identical to the first one. It's just closer in range. And I'm like, Morgan Rogers is he's just scored a brace against West Ham as well. He's on fire at the moment. You're letting Morgan Rogers run at that second goal especially, right? When they did a replay of it, He's just stood there in the box unmarked. And I'm like, are you guys crazy? This is one of the best young players in the league right now, right? You've got him stood in the penalty box. No one's around. He's just stood there scanning the area. He picks up the ball. He just bangs it.
Bangs it.
And I'm like, I'm looking at Lenny Yoro like, come on, man. What are you doing there? You're supposed to be, you're letting Morgan Rogers see you inside. Like, what is that? Absolutely. You're supposed to be getting as close as possible.
And Morgan Rogers, of all the players as well. You just cannot give that guy room.
You can't give that guy room at all, man. But he's been fantastic, and there is talk of, obviously at the moment he's the guy for England. He's the one that Thomas Tuchel is starting and really likes.
I can understand some of that, but for me, Bellingham is different levels.
Yeah.
Man.
What about on the left though? That's what some people were saying. Don't try and put him in that Palmer Bellingham role. Put him out on that left. I mean, who you got there? Rashford, Gordon. He loves Gordon for some reason.
Yeah,
but
I'm not a fan of Anthony Gordon on the left really for England at the moment. I think there's better options. That's my personal
he doesn't
opinion.
mind Eze out there as well.
Yeah,
but it depends how much he's playing for us and where.
I love Eze, but again, his best position's in midfield rather than out on the left. He's a bit wasted there, to be honest.
Yeah, Eze's a 10. He's not really.
He's a 10. Like, you can just see it. Like, he needs to play in that position. But Morgan Rogers, the way he's playing right now, if he starts in the World Cup, I can't really be against it because he's been one of the best attacking midfielders really that England have. He's been turning up from, for weeks. He's been very consistent. He's scoring a lot of goals. He's carrying on the form that he had last season. Like, big him up, man. He's doing his thing.
It's amazing as well because he had a bit of an indifferent start to the season.
Yeah, he did.
As did Villa.
Yeah, Villa. I remember Villa fans talk like, oh, maybe his head's not really there. Like, there's a lot of talk in the summer. A lot of clubs are interested.
I think they're like the only team in English professional football to not score in like their first 7 games or something
Harvey
crazy.
Elliott scored their first goal.
Yeah, and now he's
just been sacked off.
He can't play for anyone other than Liverpool this season now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the manager's introducing this shooting philosophy because of how poorly they started. He probably looked at it and thought, we're passing around too much.
You don't score, man.
It's proper like football's doing a real turnaround. Like we went really, really technical, sort of tiki-taka planning things. Now we've got big strikers are back, long throws, corners, shoot on sight.
I actually like it though. It's like we're back to English heritage, family. Just one big number 9. What we need to get back to is, back in the day you'd have 2 9s or you'd have even 3 9s.
Yeah.
You'd have 3 strikers like how Newcastle used to have it back in the day. You'd have like 3 strikers playing up front for you, and that was it. You just scrap wingers. It was just one long ball over the top, and one of them were through.
Yeah, and when footballers are so technically gifted now, you've got like DMs that can hit the top corner from 30 yards, and we're discouraging it. Like, think about Arsenal. Like, I back Eze, Rice, Trossard, Gyökeres, Saka to all be able to shoot on sight. But again, it's like, we'll clip it to the back post and see if he can run on and header it.
Sometimes you're watching an Arsenal game and it's so frustrating.
Yeah,
we're
so
literally passing from side to side. You think, okay, the game's opened up. Come on.
Yeah.
And they look. Sometimes you can see the player look up. They think about it, and then they think, "Nah, pass it."
You can win a corner. Anything can happen, but
yeah, it's true.
when
you shoot, so many things can happen. Yeah,
exactly.
You can score.
Even like the Wolves game,
goalkeeper saves
we had
it.
like 10 shots.
Yeah,
exactly.
The goalkeeper saves it. You might push it out to one of your forwards. Like you said, you can get a corner. Things happen when you shoot.
It happened at Brentford, I remember. I was at that game and Rice had a couple of shots and one pings off to Saka that he misses and one pings off to Marino that he misses. But on another day, that's 2 goals from absolutely nothing just because Kelleher's parried it.
Yeah, it's true. Shout out Dylan. Dylan says, good performance. We were just let down by Lenny Yoro and Sesko poor displays. Annoyed at that, but encouraged of others. Sesko, I thought he was okay. Like, I think the outrage is a lot, but could have been better. I think Mateus Cunha missed the easy sitter. That was
he did.
That was.
But he also scored a very good goal.
Yeah, he scored a great goal to get them back in it. But how he missed that is crazy to me.
Yeah.
It was harder to miss than it was to score.
My thing with Sesko at the minute is he kind of lacks the arrogance that a striker needs. I don't know whether because he's young or he's just not confident, but I don't really see him demanding the ball or running in behind and screaming for it. Like, he's kind of doing the right things, but he's quite passive. Like, he'll run in behind and they won't play it, and he'll just be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
whereas
like
a Gyökeres or someone, although he's not performing great, like he'll run in behind and he'll look up at Odegaard and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I think even that chance where he had with Martinez, chip the keeper, man. You're supposed to put that over the keeper. He just hit straight at him. I'm just like, yo, We've seen your comps. Like, you're known for your ball striking. What is that? Like, we know you can do better than that. Like, yeah, it wasn't his greatest display. And I think now Man United need him more than ever now that Mbeumo's out and Ahmad's out. Do you know what I mean? Mbeumo's been their best forward player, really.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's just...
Who are the AFCON favourites this year?
Morocco.
I think
probably.
Morocco are the favourites. I'm backing Senegal, man. I'm just going to back them. I've got a sneaky feeling. I was right last time. I said Ivory Coast was going to win, and I backed Ivory Coast.
Well, even when they sacked their manager and got knocked out and came back?
I remember literally when I was back in Ivory... I've got a friend that's from Ivory Coast, and I was like, yo, man, we might actually get knocked out. I was looking at the group, and literally they just made it in by a point or a goal difference.
I think they were like the best placed third team by like fair play and at least yellow cards or something.
Yeah, exactly. And
they sacked their manager.
Yeah, they
got back in the
going
tournament.
on to win it. But quickly before we wrap, let's just talk about Anton Semenyo. Shout out Dylan. Dylan's the one that
gave us the sauce. ITK Dylan.
Yeah, ITK Dylan. Big him up. It's from a Sky Sports source, basically saying Anton Semenyo can make a decision on his future later today. With situation acutely imbalanced, United and City are neck to neck and ahead of the others, but Liverpool remain interested and considering options in the wake of Isak's injury. We also saw as well Arsenal really like Anton Semenyo, would love to sign him, but don't want to do it in January.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have to be in the summer. But Anton Semenyo has already said, nah, I need to go in January. And I also saw he's written off Spurs completely. So big up to him. He's got his future in mind. But I don't know, if I was Anton Semenyo out of those two, I would choose Man City personally. I'm not trying to play a right wing back. What is that?
Yeah, I mean...
Or left wing back. That's the idiot thing.
Where'd you play him?
What, for Man United?
No, for City, because Doku's been really good this season.
But he's better than Doku.
Or do you put him right wing and just say, sorry,
left
Semenyo?
or right, he's better. Because the thing with Doku, right, me and Uncle argue about this all the time. Kim, you weren't here when Kim even backed me up, and he's a Man City fan. Great in technical ability. Where's the goals, brother?
No, but his goal involvements this season are good.
He needs more.
Doku.
He needs more.
That's scary though. Imagine turning the ball over and it's Foden, Cherky, Semenyo, Doku, Haaland running at you.
If I'm Man City, bring Semenyo. He'd be can play on the left, can play on the right, good defensively. I think someone that Pep would really love because his work rate is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't go to Man United and play wing back. At least go to Man City where you're definitely gonna start on either right or left wing. That's how I see it.
Yeah, Liverpool would be a good option.
Liverpool would be fantastic, but they're kind of in and ahhing at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously Slot loves Gakpo.
Oh.
You got Rio on that side as well. Young, don't want to stunt his development, so maybe he then goes on the right hand side. People saying he could be a good striker, both footed, loves to shoot. And then Arsenal makes the most sense, but I think you can see by the fact that we signed Nkapé on loan with an obligation to buy that could be triggered by both teams, so we're kind of scraping pennies for FFP right now. So give it till the summer.
Yeah, I think they're definitely.
They keep saying it's unless it's a sale, Arsenal won't do anything in January.
Yeah.
So
I think I don't think we're gonna do anything in January, but I think if I was Anton Semenyo, out of Man United and City as well, obviously you want to win. You know, you want to leave. If you're going to leave Bournemouth, you want to go to a club where
you've
got the best chances of winning. Man City are in the Champions League every season. They're in title race every season, and they always win something.
Absolutely no brainer. The only other club that might have been in the running, I'm not surprised I'm not hearing more about it, is Liverpool. They were. Yeah, it
says they're interested, but they need to kind of decide. Obviously, the whole Mo Salah thing is in the loop. Alexander Isak's injury might push them maybe to really trigger it, but we're not 100% sure. We have to wait.
Is this a back heel?
Yeah, man. It's actually a great
Sorry.
Goal. It's a fantastic goal.
Is he just scorpion back heel that on the...
And the way he's just got that into the corner, it's actually a fantastic goal. Just slid it in past the keeper. It's great.
But the only thing with Semenyo is he gives me the vibes of someone that he wants to be the guy. Does he want to go to City and be part of the system where he's one of a load of good players? Do you know what I mean? People say that about Declan Rice. Do you want to go to Arsenal and be the guy that wins them the title, or do you want to go to City and be you're just a very good player and a very good team?
Based on how Anton Semenyo is, I think he's one of them players where I think he wouldn't really mind if he wasn't the guy. I feel like it's one of them weird ones. He's only kind of just become the guy. You don't want to get Grealished. Yeah, I feel like he's just kind of become the guy at Bournemouth because of how he's played last season and this season. But before that, he was one of the good players there, but maybe wasn't I don't know. Only Bournemouth fans could say.
He was at Bristol a few years ago. He was fine. He was just a good.
I think he'd be happy to go to a Man City and not be the biggest face, to be honest. As long as he's playing every game and he's contributing, which I think he definitely would, he'd be all right with it, I think. Like, why not? Like, you're never going to be bigger than Haaland. That's facts. Do you know what I mean?
No one's going to do that.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we're about to wrap up. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Make sure you like the stream. We appreciate all the comments, the super chats. Just want to big up Jack. Back on Live at 5.
We're back.
Where can they find you?
It's my Henri versus Leeds moment.
Where can they find you?
Instagram.
Follow Jack on Instagram. It should all be in the bio. And big up Laurie as well, who's a regular here at Live at 5. Big up yourself.
Don't forget to check out me on LL Sports TV.
Production
booing in the background.
You know what, I'm going to start doing, wearing some of my merch now.
Yeah, man, start wearing the merch. Yeah. But guys, make sure you're here for the next one. Dylan should be back tomorrow.
Boo.
But yeah,
Sorry, boo that one.
make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we're out. Peace.
Team Astaghfirullah.
But then you've got a green man.
Yeah.
He's called you a bad dad, bro.
Afrobeats round. Minnesota, there's nothing good in Somalia.
Production, please look at that properly. Oh my God!
They told me be myself on the show, bro.
Go back to
My wife needs me.
Don't
Starts a
ask
new
too
family.
soon.
Hold that. That's what the AR said.
Is happening again.
This is FCM on DR Sports, and it's live.
My name is Dylan.
My name's Matisse.
I'm Abby.
I'm Laurie.
I'm Nicky.
Cecil G.
I'm Lee Chazes.
Just throw a name at me.
The fictional town of Leicester.
Nicky Hawkins.
He's here just to body pop and he's really contributing.
Rory Jennings.
It's actually Matisse. She's definitely going on.
Oh my God!
Wrong Mount Everest. Oh, no. You're pathetic. You've just become a father as well.
Who gives a... Oh, I'm sorry.
Boo.
Oh, what a shame, what a shame.